Everybody knows soccer moves, but in games, you rarely see them used, and it's really the only weapon you have to deceive opponents. So what I've done is I've broken it down into some basic skills to keep the ball and to beat opponents. Keeping the ball is very important because what happens is you'll be dribbling into pressure and you kind of get lost. You'll think kick the ball away or dribble into them. You'll basically lose it. But turning away from pressure is always the most important thing to do because if you have the ball, the other team can do nothing. So these few moves are turning away and then using your body in a feint or a step in order to get the opponent away from you and create space. Now I'm going to show you some of the moves in action and kind of describe what's going on. Here, you're just going to see some step overs, and I want you to notice the opponent, how they don't know which way to go because the moves and feints basically create space so that you have space to move. Here's another example where the player gets the ball and can continue to run straight, but instead cuts across, gets into a seam, and makes a shot. Here's another example of flowing with the pass. After you make the pass, continuing to move with your team, continuing to go down. Very, very important. And then a quick step over, cut back so that you can make a quick pass inside. Now here's another example of changing direction, not dribbling straight. The opponent is completely fooled and there's plenty of space. Here's a cut back out of pressure. There's nowhere to go. You don't just kick it, you get out of the way. Now watch this little guy. Well, just quick move. Guy can't even keep up right there. Beautiful move. Here's an example of dribbling, keeping the ball close, keeping your head up. Always keep your head up, look around the field. See? She's looking, be able to cut by and make a pass. Here's another quick move, cut across, change direction. Look for a player in the seam, make the pass. This guy does a quick cutback. Watch him dribbling through. He's like a little Messi. Amazing. Nothing fancy. It's just doing something he knows. Here he is again.
Notice from all these clips that most of those runs were not straight ahead. Straight runs do have their place, but not all the time, and here's why. So here we have a standard back four. The defense naturally wants to drop back to protect the space behind them. So if you just run straight ahead, you basically go exactly where they want you to go. Each defender takes a player that comes in their area, and it makes it all too simple for the defense. But running at angles makes it a little bit more difficult for the defense to know who to mark. Once you get between two defenders, both of them have to decide who's going to mark you. And this forces them to think about whether to stay in position or whether to follow you. So this is how it looks on the field. The ball comes out to the side. The forward runs diagonally and pulls the center back with him. This creates a space behind him, so the winger cuts in and attacks the space. Now watch what happens to the two defenders. The center back realizes he's out of position, so he drifts back to the middle where he should be. But the fullback is man-marking the winger and ends up following him inside too. And guess who that leaves open? Now, in this clip, the ball goes to the outside again. There's a nice wall of defenders here, but there's still space in the corner behind them. The forward accelerates right into that space, and it's an easy pass into the corner. Now this is a classic way to get past a defense from the sidelines. Look at it from another angle. The ball comes to the sideline. The defender takes the inside position because he doesn't want to get beat inside. And this leaves a nice passing lane into the corner. The forward runs onto it. The defender has to make a desperate tackle just to stop the play. Now, if you are going to run straight ahead, you still need to get away from the defenders. You can see the forward here. He's running straight, but he fades away from the defender until he gets close to the box. The important thing is just to get some space between you and the defenders so you're not so easy to mark. Just remember these 3 points. Always move around so that you're an easy target for your team and a hard target for the other team. Secondly, always look around so that you know what's in your area and where you can go if you get the ball. And finally, don't run straight all the time. If you remember those 3 things, you'll be a much better player on the field.